Another person who'll be looking forward to the 1,000 guineas is Expressions rider Samantha Collett, who joins us on the phone right now. Morning, Sam. How are you feeling leading into the day ahead?
Oh, I'm just trying to treat it like any race day for me. Obviously, I've just arrived down here and just going through some form and, just going through normal race stuff on a general morning.
Must be exciting in many respects every time you look at the race book and you see this filly with your name next to it in the race book. So much so that you went down to Motukarara to ride Expression in a recent trial. Talk us through the feel that she gave you in that trial.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I could have had engagements that day with Cambridge trials and OTK races on, but it was very important for me to see how she was coming along, and Guy and Grant had sort of suggested that she'd done very well, so the trial was necessary, and we just let her jump out and find her feet early, as we have done this whole sort of preparation in terms of today's assignment. We just let her work through her own gears as she was comfortable and find the line. It was only a 900-metre trial, so she obviously has to run a fair bit further today, but I was very happy with how she trialled and how she was to the line.
Did she give you the impression that she had taken a step forward in terms of fitness following that very impressive win over the 1,400 metres at Ashburton?
She definitely needed the trial. She'd done very well since she'd been down there, which is obviously why she needed the hit out. She hasn't had a run since then, and also having the step up and trip. So, I mean, Guy and Grant have done a fantastic job with her. She's only so lightly tried, but every time she's stepped out, she's continued to improve, and I think that's what you want, for the big target in mind.
What impression did she give you the last 100 metres to say that against her own age and sex, 1,600 metres would be okay for her?
Obviously we've always ridden her fairly quiet in terms of her running the mile, and she has finally drawn a nice soft barrier to suggest she should get a soft run in transit. She's got a good quick turn of foot, and then she sort of just sustains her run a bit. So it has to be a timing thing, but I think at least with drawing in, we're hopefully not going to be having to press our hand and go too early and make a run too soon. I can just try and ride her to find all of that mile out, and I couldn't have been happier with the barrier draw, but she will hit the line well. It's just hopefully she's the strongest one at the finish.
Obviously, very competitive Group 1 race brought to you by gavelhouse.com. Are you going to be mainly concentrating on ensuring Expression is comfortable in the run? How much of an eye will you have on other horses, and who are your key contenders?
I mean, I won't treat it too differently to any other time I've ridden her. Obviously, we can just be probably a little bit handier from the draw. We won't have to sort of give away a length to get cover, which is a bonus. I mean, there are some smart fillies around me, but I've just got to ride my first half of my race to, with the last half in mind. So getting an economical run early, and then just making sure I'm not too far off them, and what's going on in front of me, the tempo of the race, who's travelling, who's not travelling, and then just ride my second half of my race from there, obviously, hopefully getting on the back of something that's going to take me into the race, and just hoping for all the luck.
Yeah, one thing, obviously, the way that you've ridden her is that you've been very awake to changes in pace. Last start and also the start before, when the pace has slackened a certain part of the race, you've been able to avoid getting sort of backwash from that. Sort of how aware will you want to be if that eventuates in the 1,000 guineas?
I mean, it's a lovely big track here, so it sort of takes out a little bit of the messiness of like last start's race, where the pace came right out of it, and I just had to get off the fence and ride like the best horse in the field. But there's a lot of fillies here are all in the same boat, There's a couple of them that are proven at the mile, and majority of them are looking to see if they will run the mile. So I couldn't see it being tolerant of early speed. That's just, in my opinion, at the moment. But in saying that, drawing two does mean that hopefully I can be a little bit more aware of that and not be giving them a head start like I've had to do in the past from a bad draw. So I know she's got a fantastic turn of foot. I know she'll go quickly when I do get the chance to present her. So I think it's just a matter of timing it and hopefully being in the right place at the right time.
When you won the Barneswood Farm after the race, you could see the glint in your eye that you're pretty excited. Do you expect her to win today?
Oh, that's a big question. I would absolutely be thrilled if she did. I just want to go out there and do my best for the owners and the connections of her, and winning it would obviously be a massive milestone for me in my career. But I think it would be more important for me, it would mean more to me because they've been so fiercely loyal to me the whole way through. And I love the filly. I think she's got everything you want in a racehorse, and I think it would be so satisfying, not just for myself, but for her and all the owners as well.
Another training combination that you have a very good relationship with is the Ray Williams Te Horo team, and you ride Major Tom in the Christchurch Casino New Zealand Cup. How brave was he last time, Major Tom, when he managed to do the job with all that weight?
Yeah, he did limp around 62.5, which was a fair whack. Obviously, Kenny's been pretty happy with the way he's come through. He's been up for a little while, and he's been super consistent this whole preparation. He's probably not that well off at the weight today, carrying 59.5, but in saying that, the field to me is fairly even. There's only a couple of horses that are proven at the distance, one being Monarch Chimes, who's obviously coming back off a jumping stint, but a very strong run on the flat last time. He's drawn 5. Ideally for him, he needs to get cover to see out the 3-2, because sometimes there's a tendency to want to race a little bit keen. I don't think there's a torrent of early speed in that, being the distance it is that people are going to be wanting to save their horses for the last bit. So it's very important for me that I obtain cover early and try and get him to settle.
You haven't humble bragged. I'll brag for you. You're 2 from 2 on Major Tom. Am I correct there? So, you'd be hoping to keep that 3 from 3?
Yeah, that would be nice. I actually rode the horse very, very early on before he even stepped out at the races, where I believe Kenny Ray told me there was a whole lot of horrible words and he didn't really think much of him, and he didn't really inspire much. But that was a long time ago. He's obviously come ahead in leaps and bounds, and he's had a few tricks up his sleeve, but he's really found his niche. And Kenny's done a great job at placing him and giving the horse as much confidence as he can coming into today's assignment.
Which horses will you be keeping an eye on in the run? Who are the horses that you think are going to be hardest to beat? Obviously,
D&G won well here on Cameron Lammer's aboard last start here, and carries the 53, who has drawn out. Is probably the likely leader in the race. I do think Monarch Jones is a serious threat today. Is 2 from 2 at the distance. There's a luxury weight of 53. He's drawn right beside me in barrier 4. So it's just interesting. I think whose horse settles the best, and saving that little bit of extra for the finish.
You've got a big book of rides outside of the 2 features there. Let's have a look at some of those. You've got Hannah Marine Commander Lincoln, looks like a nice ride. Albie Darcy, Magic Note as well. Inanna, Casual Winks and Cora Bella picked up a couple of rides. Out of the rides that we see, who would you be considering as one of your best rides? So take out Expression for a start.
Definitely Commander Lincoln. I was very, very impressed with his run at Wellington. I got a long way back from a very wide draw, and today he comes into barrier 2 with a number of scratchings. Carries 54 kilos. I believe he's a St. Ledger winner, if my facts serve me correctly. But Lisa does a fantastic job with her horses, and he hasn't had a run down here yet, so he'll have fairly fresh legs. Like I say, drawn in 2, I should get a pretty soft run, and he is definitely good enough and capable to take that race out.
Yeah, he won over 2,500 metres over the Carnival last year, and it's showing $8.50 currently. Sam, thanks very much for your time this morning. All the best with your preparations leading into the race day and the race day itself.
Cool, thank you very much.